Welcome to the second live session on the course Computer Graphics. This is going to be the last live session for this particular course. And in this course, we are going to talk about issues that you may have faced. In this live session, we are going to talk about issues that you may have faced during the course. So those who are here in this particular live session, I would like to request all of you that you pose your queries if you have any queries related to the content topics that are covered in the course or anything related to the exams. And I'll try my best to answer your queries. Please note that in this live session, we are not going to have any lecture. So please don't wait for me to start a lecture. I am actually waiting for your queries. If you have queries, please go ahead, post them as soon as possible. Namaste, Mr. Sunil. Welcome to the live session. So I repeat, welcome to the live session. This is going to be the second and last live session for this course, Computer Graphics. And you are requested to put in your queries, doubts, if you have anything related to the topics, related to the exams. I'll try my best to answer those to the extent possible. Please note that your queries should be related to the topics covered in the course. Topics that are outside of the course, we may not take up for discussion due to limited time available. So please go ahead and post your queries, or you can directly talk to me. Good evening, Mr. Abhishek. Welcome to the live session. Okay, I am getting a few queries. So from Abhishek, tell us the important topic for exam. So all topics are important. I should not tell you only a few topics. The questions will be there from all the topics that have been covered in the course. Next, RMT creator. Are relations and derivatives coming in exam? Can you elaborate on this question? What do you mean by relations and derivatives? Yeah, matrix representation is there. No, you don't need to actually derive anything. So that type of questions may not be there. But you may have to use the matrices that have been talked about in the course to solve problems. So there will be some problems where you may require to use the matrices. I also received one question from Sahil Ahuja regarding can we read from book which is on website for exam. I don't know which book you are referring to. If it is on the website, definitely you can uh, read it. So actually, the book by me, Computer Graphics, that book I have made public, uh, and you can find it in my website, soft copy of the book. So you can download and go through it. The topics that I have covered are all there in that book. So if you have access to that book, certainly you can go through the book and read it. Lila Mathukuri. Which algorithm we use in field area method? I have discussed a few algorithms in the lecture. So have you gone through it? First, let me know whether you have gone through that lecture. Then it will be easier for me to explain. Lila, Fani, Mathukuri, have you gone through the lecture where this field area method are discussed? So the algorithms are mentioned there. So what is exactly your doubt? Yes, so those algorithms are there. So what you want to know? All are used. Actually, I think what you are getting confused is which algorithm to use when. So it depends on the application. So sometimes we may need to go for seed algorithm, seed fill algorithm, sometimes flat fill algorithm. So say for example, in a paint application, suppose you want to provide a feature which allows a user to basically draw shapes and then add color in it. Now, depending on the way the user wants to, yes. So depending on the use, so depending on the way the user wants to fill the color, a particular algorithm will be used. Say, for example, suppose user wants to just select color once and wish to fill it up completely. Then in that case, he or she may choose some color using a paintbrush sort of thing and place it inside the shape and select the location once through click or something. And then this whole shape may get colored using the flat fill algorithm. However, if the user does not want to do that and wants to add color slowly, not one at a time, not full shape at once, then maybe seed fill algorithm may be more appropriate. So depending on the use case scenario, the algorithm is chosen. So it is not either or type of thing, that either this or that. It depends on what kind of application we are developing. And accordingly, a particular algorithm is chosen. Is it, have you understood what I said? Leela, have you understood what I said? Okay, that's great. So we'll move to next question. There any more questions? No. Okay, those who are waiting and watching this live session, I would like to request again, please post your queries, or you can directly talk to me. If you have anything to discuss related to the course, of course, please go ahead and do that as soon as possible. We have limited time, and this is going to be the last live session. So please ask your queries. Okay, RMT creator, original. Do we just use spline to draw curves only? Spline is an efficient way to draw curves. So it does not mean that everywhere we need to use spline, but typically in commercial applications where complex shapes are involved, spline concepts are used to give more flexibility to the user to draw any arbitrary shapes, and that is from the user's point of view, and from the system's point of view, uh, more efficient implementation of the graphics pipeline. So yes, splines are generally used to draw curves in graphics pipeline in most of the practical applications. I don't have any knowledge about matrix. Is it coming in exam? Well, I suggest that Yes, of course, as you earlier asked and I replied, derivation of matrix forms for particular transformations will not be asked in the exam, that type of questions, but there will be some problems where these matrix forms will be made use of. So it is better, I would suggest you to go through these matrix representations and how they are used in graphics pipeline to have some broader understanding. And then those will be helpful in answering some of the questions that may be asked in the exam. So some questions definitely will require you to have knowledge of these matrices. In fact, I would like to say that without understanding the matrix operations and matrix representations, it will be difficult to fully comprehend the pipeline and also how those are implemented in practice. So understanding graphics requires to some extent some broader understanding of matrix representation and the matrix operations. Without it, your knowledge will be incomplete. So I would again like to strongly suggest that you get some understanding of this matrix forms and matrix operations. But not all questions will require you to refer to matrices. So there will be some which will explicitly require the understanding of matrices to answer those questions. And for general knowledge, I would like to mention again that the book written by me, which I referred in the lectures, uh, that book I have made public. So visit my website and you can download a copy of that book, Computer Graphics, and use it. we use lighting and shading at the same time? I have seen in some animation softwares. Maya, we need to select both material and also actually I'm unable to read the full thing because of some symbol appearing on it. But anyway, so your question is lighting and shading. So actually there are two things. One is as a user what you are doing, and second thing is what the system is doing. Now I think in your question two are mixed. So when you say we use lighting and shading, with the example you have given is when you are using Maya. So I would like to say that see inside Maya there are different modules to handle lighting and shading. Whereas as a user you don't need to be aware of those separations. Uh, Through interaction you are providing information for both modules to work. So from the user's point of view, there may not be any separation, whereas from the system's point of view, there can be separation. Typically, there are separations. Uh, so lighting and settings are treated separately at a conceptual level, of course. So when I said lighting, I mean to compute color or intensity values at pixel points, whereas shading is used to refer to some simplified computational process to uh, determine the intensity values of all the pixel points, all the pixels. So conceptually, they are different, and when a system is implemented, such as Maya, that difference is taken care of. Whereas from the user's point of view, you need not be aware of those differences, and you can simply provide information such as source, uh, material, all those things, which will be used to do the calculations in both the cases. So such separation may not exist from user's point. Have you understood what I said? we need to use both at same time completely, compulsorily. As I said, we may not need, at a conceptual level, this two need not be there at the same time. Lighting itself computes the color values, intensity values at different pixel positions. So if we are okay with that large amount of computation, and if we have a very powerful machine at our disposal, then shading is not required. But that is not the case in practice. So whenever we use lighting, it is followed by shading in practical applications so that the computational requirements are managed, controlled, and from the user's point of view, we get some good graphic experience. But at a theoretical level, at a conceptual level, it is not necessary to have both at the same time. But in practical level, yes, in most of the cases, we need to have them. No, so the questions will be objective type. There will be no subjective type question. You may have to perform computations. You may have to use some calculations, but the final answer will be objective type. So there are different objective type questions that will be there in the exam. Say, for example, multiple choice, multiple select, single word answer. So all questions will be of these types. But to arrive at the answer, you may have to go through some computations, long answers. Right now, I am not going to offer any course in continuation of this course, but in future I have planned for offering MOOCs courses, NPTEL courses on virtual and augmented reality, which is a continuation of graphics. And in next in the next session, next semester, probably there will be one course on human-computer interaction, which again is, you can think of as a kind of continuation of this course, but not entirely related to computer graphics. There will be some other topics. So that can be considered to be some sort of continuation of this course. Beyond that, right now, I am not offering any further courses in continuation of this course, but in future, I plan to do that. Maybe sometime next year, I plan to do that. Okay, so I think I have answered more or less the queries asked here. So we are coming to the end of this session. So if you have any further queries, please do it quickly. Maybe another 2-3 minutes, I will wait for queries. If no queries come, I will assume that no further queries are there and we can end the session. So if you have any further queries, please go ahead and write those now or ask me directly. Okay, so I think there are no further queries. So this is going to be the last live session. That means no further live session will be there. So I hope you have enjoyed the course and you got some idea. You have got some idea about computer graphics as a whole. Note that this is only a foundation level course. So this course will build a foundation of understanding further. Okay, there is one more question. Is class 11 matrix is enough? Yes. Basic idea of matrix is good enough. If you have gone through my lectures, you will see that it relies on basic matrix representation and basic matrix operation. So no further advanced knowledge is required. So if you have that knowledge, that should be good enough to go through the lectures, understand their content, and answer the questions in the exams. So I'd like to repeat again that this is a foundation level course. If you take any subsequent course on advanced computer graphics and GPU programming, then it will be easier for you to understand and go through those courses if you have this foundation there. I hope you will be able to get the foundation, and I hope you enjoyed the course. I wish all of you the best for the exams. In case you have any further queries, since we are not going to have any further live sessions, so we will not be able to meet face to face, but you can always drop me your queries, and if possible, I will revert back with clarifications. So thank you all for joining the live session. And with that, I would like to end this live session, as I see there are no further queries. So thank you and goodbye. We can close the session. So please close the session.